some excitement. Yay! Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I love it. You guys are trying, but it is Wednesday, isn't it? You can't fight it. You feel it in your bones. You're like, yeah, what is missing? Oh my God, there's still 2 more days left before fun happens. I forgot about that. One more time for Rui and Billy. Make it loud for them. I like that. I love that introduction. I love him, and I will always love him. And he just made eye contact. That's who he is in the back, by the way. He just goes, yeah, ma'am, did you know about the He's like my smartest, dumbest sounding friend. I don't know if anyone has that in your friend circle where you're like, wait, what'd you just say? And then you Google it, and you're like, are you a genius? He's like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. He's like Boomhauer from King of the Hill, where it's just like ramblings, but every once in a while we're like, wait a second, did you just solve a problem? What was... I don't know, man. Sometimes I just... But I love that dude. He watched me punch a guy in the face once, so that was fun. Yeah, I've only punched one guy in the head, and he was there for it. And but it was a sucker punch. I waited till he wasn't looking at me, and then It's a street fight. We're not fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. This was outside a bar, and he cornered me. And then after we got in the car, Billy didn't say anything to me. He just goes, man, that guy was real big. I was like, oh my God, he was big. He's like, yeah, I can't believe you did that. But I love that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for showing up on a Wednesday. I really appreciate it. A lot of, and it rained. Honestly, they told me the show was sold out, and I'm like, yeah, but it rained. So we'll see if it's really sold out. Because, this is Southern California. I saw the rain, and I'm like, do we have to go do the show? I'm a fair weather. I like postcard weather. That's when I leave the house. When I see it's wet, you can't drive in that. I drive up from San Diego up here, and it's just, I don't know what, California roads are, made out of what they make urinals out of. Where it's like the liquid hits it and it just sprays up instead of soaking it in, and you're like, first of all, why would you make urinals that way? Because my pants are here, but why would you make roads that way? We got it, and it's just and I don't drive well in it. I'm not one of those people yeah, no one knows how to drive. I'm part of the problem. Something happens when the sun goes down and it starts raining. We're like, where did the lanes go? And then my car still sees the lanes. They're like, they're right there, buddy. Everything's fine. I'm like, I don't see them. And I can never get the wipers at the right pace. It never rains at the intensity. I need intermediate settings. The delay settings where they're like, do you mean bwah bwah? Or do you mean bwah bwah? And I'm like, in between that. That's the one I need. And it's never right. It's always like, that's too many droplets. That's too many droplets. And then it's like, how about now? And you're like, no. That's why I don't do the intermediate. I keep my finger right on it, and I'm like, now. 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 That's... The machines have never figured it out. I need manual control. That's who I am. Don't even get me started on automatic windows, all right? They go too fast or too slow. I'm looking for something a little cooler. Give me a hand crank. Yeah, that was a drive, man. I always love coming up here because it's and I know people have picked on Ontario so far tonight. I'm not here to pick on your town, all right? But it is an in-between town, okay? It's in between... Because there's a lot of people that live here, and there's a lot of people headed to Vegas, and there's a lot of people headed to Palm Springs, and then some people were like, we're living here. So it's just a mixture. And that's why it's crazy, because they mixed the 15 and the 10, and then there's the 91, and people were like, I don't know. And it's a mess out there. Because I've been coming to this club for a long time. I have a lot of history at this club. I was once heckled by a gang member that was sitting right around there, and he had an eye patch. I'll never forget this. He had an eye patch, and not like one you get at a hospital. This was like a pirate's eye patch. And I was like, what happened to your eye? And that was, I shouldn't ask that, apparently. I thought that was a fair question to ask, because that's like a pirate's eye patch. I don't think they hand that out at the emergency room. You know, they give you like a proper look, and he just had a pirate's eye patch. And I'm like, what's up with the eye? And he just started yelling, and he got up and doing gang signals. And I was like, oh. I'm like, is that what happened to the eye? Like, was it gang related? And I was like, please get me off this stage. I've had terrifying moments. I got a concussion at this comedy club. I was beat up by 2 professional wrestlers. Back in 2009, they were trying to shoot like a demo for a TV show, like an Extreme Gong Show type of thing. And then, so I was supposed to come up as a comedian, and like the idea was that we do poorly and these wrestlers scare us off. And so the first 2 comedians did poorly, and the wrestlers came up, scared them off. And then I was like, I'm not gonna suck. Like I was supposed to, I'm like, I saw a packed crowd. I don't get to perform in front of packed crowds. And I was like 21, and I'm like, I'm gonna do good. And then, so I went on stage, and it's going good. And then the wrestlers come to kick me off, and the crowd was like, what? We like him. But they had to stick to the script, and they threw a chair in my face. And I'm here to tell you, it's not fake. All right, it wasn't a magic chair. They went to Home Depot before. It had the receipt still on it. It came flying. He hit me so hard, snot flew out of my nose, and I wasn't sick. So this came from like, I didn't just get over a cold. I had not been sick for many months. This came like deep in my sinuses, and it just went, Rah! And I remember I was on the ground right there, and there was a lady right where you are, and it just went, gross! And I was like... And then they picked me up and they put me on a table, and then Rob Van Dam picked up a man named Sabu and dropped him on me. And what a disaster. That was my first concussion. And I didn't know that. I didn't know, concussions, we know about concussions now. But this is 2009, when like the NFL was fun, and like... You could like drill a quarterback, and people were like, kill him. People were into that, and so they definitely weren't going to care about a comedian. So I've had a lot of history in this mall. Gangbang, got some concussions. It's been good. That's why I'm like, yeah, we're doing it. And you guys are like, it's Wednesday. Why don't you calm down? I don't know. I guess that's the day and age where this is the only choices you have. You either like focus on yourself, or you watch the news and go on social media. And I'm like, I'll just focus on this storm. Every time I turn on the news, the planes are falling out of the sky, and I'm like, that's how I do work. I don't know what happened to planes. What happened to planes in the last month? Planes are like, I don't know. And they're like, what? How do you know? They've been flying so good for 100 years, and they're like, we forgot. And that helicopter's like, up? No. And then... I know, it's scary to talk about. I got a flight on Friday, all right? So I'm thinking about it. I'm looking out there, because sometimes you're flying and you see another plane, and you're like, where's that one going? Is that one coming? Hey! Just do a U-turn, man. You don't need to cut over all these lanes of traffic. But those are the 2 options you have. That's where we are at life. Like, I don't know. I hung out with my friends at the Super Bowl, and I don't know. I can't tell if they're sad or just 37. But my friends just have like this unshakable sadness to them that I think I have too. And we're just like, how's it going? They're like, pretty good. Taking the boat out next week. And you're like, yeah. You're like, yeah. And I'm like, that should be happy, right? And they're like, yeah, I'm having a great time. And I'm like, oh my God, am I looking at myself? Like, do you ever catch a reflection of yourself you're not ready for? Like, you just like a quick one. You're like, whoa, oh, that person's miserable. It's me. All right. Like that shocking reflection. You're like, man, warn me next time you're going to show me myself. I had to pee too. I had to pull over on the 405 and pee when everyone was doing 7 miles an hour, which It's so bad. It sucks. We've all been there. You know, you don't have time to pull over because then the roads right off the interstate are also backed up. So if you pull over to pee at like a Starbucks, you got to buy some. They're going to have to give you a code. Then you're going to have to go back. What was it? 3578? 3578? Hey, look at me. Is it 3578? My teeth are floating here, buddy. We got to be on the same page. And then you got to run back and do that, and then you got to get back in the car and then wait in 7 miles an hour to get back onto the interstate to do less speed. And then I'm like, I'm just going to urinate on the interstate. And it's such a vulnerable feeling to just be on the interstate. And I open the door, like, yeah, that'll give me some privacy. So I'm just peeing behind my own door. And I'm like, yep, this adulthood, you know? And it's slow enough that I could hear, like, someone rolled down their window and went, ugh! And I'm like, man, you got wet a little to yell that. Because there's an atmospheric river out there. I've never had to put on a raincoat to go pee before, but I had my little hood on. I was wet. It was all from the rain. I have impeccable aim in all the elements. I like it. This room is everything in this mall is too big for what this town is. Including the size of your comedy club. You're like, we need 500 seats. It's like, calm down, all right? What's the other thing you got going on? The Strawberry Festival? Calm down. It's too much mall. It's too much comedy club. Let's reel it in. I do like your Strawberry Festival. I remember I lived in LA for a short time, and my buddy grew up in Camarillo, and he was like, buddy, I'm going to take you to the Strawberry Festival. I'm like, what's that? And he goes, dude, we go over there, we drink, we smoke in the parking lot, and then we eat a bunch of strawberries. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. And then we did all those things, and we went in, and I'm like, oh yeah, but there's kids. I don't know why that didn't cross my mind, that this would be a family event. I was 21. Remember being dumb at 21? And you're like, yeah, we're going to get all messed up and just plow strawberries on a Saturday afternoon. And then there's just kids on like strawberry-shaped seesaws, and they're wearing strawberry hats. And I'm like, you didn't tell me there's going to be kids here. And he's like, yeah, what'd you think? I don't like being messed up around children. I feel weird because I always like, anytime I'm like a little off kilter and then there's kids around, I always want to be like, stay in school, you know, like something. And you don't need to say that. You don't need to say that. But.
No time for dreaming.
Big excitement. Yeah, I know, right? They brought in the poinsettias. Hell yeah! That was on my rider, and I was like, I didn't know they were going to do it. And there's a little Charlie Brown tree right in the front. We haven't even done Thanksgiving yet, man. Calm down. It's tomorrow. And they're like, it's Christmas all the time. What is up, everybody? Thanks so much for coming out. Wednesday night, the eve of Thanksgiving. This is the night. This is the night where we go to the bar. And we see the people we went to high school with. And then some people you're like, oh my God, wow. And some people are like, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. It's a nice mix. I assume that's what's going on out here. It was nice. We came in yesterday, drove in from San Diego. We just got a Tesla, and we drove it from San Diego to here. I don't know if you've ever done the desert drive in an electric vehicle, but you just watch that battery percentage. And you're like, what? Is that all right? Is that normal? Like, I didn't know what to gauge it to, because I'm usually in a gas vehicle. And I'm like, yeah, as soon as it gets to half a tank, I'm getting gas. Because I remember the movie The Hills Have Eyes. And I'm not going to be assaulted by zombies in the desert. But how do you do it with a battery? You know, it's like 60%. You're like, what is that? What does that mean, you know? Because sometimes it would just jump from 70 to 60 in like 2 minutes, and I'm like, what did we do there? And then it stayed in the 50s for a long time. I'm like, what does that mean? But we made it, we survived. And it's still just as stressful of a drive. Like, it's all the same. Like, it messes with my head, because from San Diego through 90% of the drive, it's just 2 lanes, and you got it on cruise control. You're not even driving. You're daydreaming. And then you're like, yeah, we should do that with the backyard. And then someone comes in and you're like, oh yeah, I'm driving. I totally forgot I was driving. I was just kind of sitting with a wheel at my fingertips. And that's 90% of the drive. And then you go through like Gila Bend. I used to call it Gila Bend, and then I found out that's not what that letter does. In Arizona, that's a Hia. That's not a J. That's not a Gila Bend. But then when you get there, then it breaks down to 2 lanes, and it's so peaceful. And then there's a prison, which is so like it's like wow, to have no freedom and in the desert. It's just that feels cruel and unusual, doesn't it? You're like, isn't this? No, you can't even look outside. But if you did, everything's dead. Don't worry about it. And then so it's extra peaceful, and then you get to Highway 10, and it turns into Mad Max. That messes with my head, because it's just like 5 hours of and the last hour is, oh my God! Does everyone have a lifted truck? Like, it's just trucks and flags, like, yeah, dude. Don't tread on me, this is my lane, you know? I love the flag on a pickup truck, because that's someone that's like, this lifted pickup truck isn't America enough. I need 3 versions of the American flag, and then a don't tread on me flag. But then I see them, and they still use their turn signal, and I'm like, I mean, how badass are you, you know? You're still merging? Come on now. Run us over if you're such a badass. But it's nice. I like downtown Phoenix. We were in a Waymo. We took a Waymo over. That's fun, the driverless cars. That's fun to heckle. You know? And I like how they tell you, like, don't worry, we're not recording you. And I'm like, what a way to tell me you're recording me. Because that didn't cross my mind until they're like, don't worry, we're not recording you. And I'm like, no one asked, Waymo. That makes me think you're recording this entire conversation. In case I ever try to run for office, they're like, this is what he said in a Waymo in 2024. That's what he thinks about Eskimos. And you're like, what? I don't remember saying that. It is nice, so much construction. The Waymo couldn't even drop us off. It dropped us off like 3 blocks over. Because it's all construction. It's all, you guys can't keep up with all the Californians coming in. Phoenix is like someone's mom's house when they found out there's 20 extra people coming for dinner. And they're like, dear God, the kitchen's closed. Get the hell out of here. I don't have enough placemats. But there is a look, like I can tell, I've been in town for 48 hours, and I can tell who's from here and who moved in. Like the local Arizonan, at least dudes, like it's a look. It's a look. It's a little bit bloated. It's like I work out, but I'm drinking a lot of IPAs. All right, do you know what I mean? It's a look where it's like I'm in shape, but if I gotta fight, I might have a stroke because my blood pressure is high, buddy. Like the local Arizonan dudes look like they're about to explode. Welcome to Arizona. Like, it's just... And you're like, I've never seen a white guy's face that red before. It's like a special hue of red. Kettlebells and Rogan pills. I'm ready to go. Everyone just looks jacked, but it's fun, man. We're doing a Friendsgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. That's my favorite one. Because it's the most easygoing. Like Christmas, you just feel this obligation to see your family. Like if you don't see your family for Christmas, people wonder, not in front of you, but behind your back. They're like, I think he's having issues at home. But Thanksgiving, you can not see your family, and no one thinks twice. You're like, oh no, he has friends somewhere, and he's doing that. I love Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving was never even hard at my house, because now we live in political age where there's like political arguments, but I live in a small family and we all vote the same way. So like at our dinner table, it's just agreeing vehemently. And it's just like our arguments are just like, right, that's what I've been saying. And that actually leads to an argument sometimes, because we agree too hard, and you're like, keep it down, Ma. And she's like, no, I want to show you this interview. And so it's kind of a good thing. But it was fun, man. We just got drunk in a backyard last night, which is great. I have friends who are homeowners because they live here. All my friends in San Diego rent. They are renters. That's what they do. But they own and they have a backyard. So we just got drunk on wine. There's dancing in front of the fire pit. That's what life at 37 is. You open a wine, you turn on the propane fire tank, and then like someone comes out with an edible. You take an edible. And then just slowly, there's people talking about taxes, and then you're just off to the side. You're like, yeah, dude, taxes, right? And you're just dancing by yourself in a backyard. And that's all I've ever wanted out of life. Like, I went and got my haircut today. I don't know if you can tell, this is an underage haircut for who I am. I don't know what happened on the sides. Don't clap too hard at that. How dare you? Someone was like, I see that weird sideburn going on. You sat down in the chair and you got shy when he started asking questions. I never know the words. Every time I sit down in a bar, I don't know what the hell does a taper mean? I don't know what that means. I'm like, I do this and then just clean up the sides. He's like, I got you, man. And I'm like, I don't like the way you said that. I have a feeling my sideburns are gonna look in a way they have never looked before. And he was a younger guy, like he was in his 20s, he was cool. And he's asking me, he's like, oh yeah, you're in town, you're just visiting? I'm like, yeah, I'm here for a Friendsgiving. And I'm like, he's like, in this neighborhood? I was like, yeah, we're in this neighborhood. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of good nightclubs in this neighborhood. We like to hit the club. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't know how to tell him. I was like, no, we drink in the backyard. Because as soon as he said nightclub, I just remembered me doing this. In front of a propane fire pit, just having a ball. I think that's like the evolution of drinking. Because like you start in high school where you drink at a home. Like at a home where the parents aren't there. That's where you drink. And then you eventually become 21. So you go to bars and nightclubs. And then after a while of that, you're like, can we go back home? And then you circle back home and you're just in a backyard. And you're like, this is where we should have done it the entire time. My bed is so close to here. What are you talking about? My definition of fun is how much fun I'm having and how close my bed is. How close am I to being horizontal? And you're like, this is the best place I've ever been. That's who I've been my whole life. Big fan of it. But God, I love Thanksgiving. Tomorrow I'm going to make everyone watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's my favorite. Yeah. It's the best Thanksgiving movie there is. That movie describes what Thanksgiving is. You're either Del Griffith or Neil Page going to your Thanksgiving dinner. Things are either going really well and you're very successful and you're a little uptight and you're not that fun. Or you're Del Griffith and you're living out of a trunk, but you're a lot of fun to be around. And those two people shouldn't be friends, but by the end, you're high-fiving and you're like, I see where you're coming from. You have a heart of gold. I love that movie. Yeah, it's nice. I love the holidays. This is the only time of year where I get to, like, it feels like the end, right? Like, the whole year happened, and you're like, ha, ha, ha. And there's the build-up of the election, and you're like, are we going to kill each other? And then it happened, and it just went, ah. I love that. You feel that tension right now that I just brought that up? You feel that? Everyone's like, I love performing in swing states. I love it. I love it. Because you can feel that. I just brought it up and everyone's like, there's one of them right there. He starts pulling a knife out of their boot and I'll stab one right now. It was a fun election. We had celebrities on both sides. It was an exciting tag team matchup of celebrities. Like one side had Taylor Swift and like Robert De Niro or somebody, and the other side had like Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan. And, you know what? The election reminded me of the closing scene in the movie Air Bud. You guys remember the movie Air Bud? At the end, there was like a court scene where who's the rightful owner of the dog, and there was the mean clown, and then there was the kid that played basketball with him, and the judge was like, the only way to find this out is both of you have to go on opposite ends of the room and call the dog, and whoever the dog goes to, that is the rightful owner. And that was the election.
One side you had Taylor Swift and Robert De Niro going, come on, buddy, here they are. And the other side, Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock's like, hey, remember being 12? Come on over, buddy. This is where the good stuff is. I like it. That was a decent joke. I can still feel the tension in the room. It's still right there, just a simmer.